So the talk of the week is the upcoming election, which is November 5th, which incidentally is Guy Fawkes Day. But aside from that, we're talking about the chaos that is actually starting to happen now, with ballot boxes being set on fire, with illegals reportedly being able to vote, with legal controversies in some of these states, whether or not illegals should vote or not, where the Supreme Court has actually stepped in the case of Virginia and said no, illegals cannot vote, which of course is not hard to predict because it's common sense. Illegals are not supposed to vote. It's clearly spelled out in the Constitution, but apparently we have a few federal judges that don't understand that. So yes, like I said, and I've said this since the beginning of the year, that Trump will win the election, and it looks like he's going to win big time if you were to count the votes honestly. However, there's going to be chaos. To my surprise, there hasn't been more chaos leading up to this point. We still have a week to go. Something can still happen. Let's hope it doesn't. But, Trump will obviously win. But if he gets sworn in, I'd be more surprised. I'd be almost shocked if he gets sworn in without incident. We're talking about more assassination plots. We're talking about election cheating, something like we've seen in 2020 and the gubernatorial race in 2022 in Arizona. We're talking about, civil unrest in the major cities. We're talking about talk in the media of quote unquote Russian collusion and that Trump supporters are terrorists and that, there were glitches, with voting machines, all this stuff. That's coming. And I can't stress this enough. I keep telling people, you need to get ready for this. People are saying, oh, look, we're so far ahead. Trump is winning in the early vote. I made a video yesterday. You got to understand, they're going to cheat, okay? And the more of the Republican vote that comes in, the more ballots they know they have to print, okay? So you're giving them information. You're signaling to them, oh yeah, there's this many Trump supporters, this many Trump votes. Okay, we need to bus in this many illegals. We need to print this many ballots, in the major cities, in Fulton County, in Philadelphia County, in Harris County, by the way, in Texas. Don't think for a second they're not going to try to flip Texas. They can do that. And if they do, they quote unquote win the election. Okay? So be ready for this. Okay? Nothing is safe. Nothing is certain. I'm going to vote on election day on November 5th. Okay? That's when I'm going to vote. And that's fantastic because this way the cheaters don't know, or at least they won't know until the last minute, about how many votes they need to produce to cheat. So just be aware. This is going to happen. There will be fraud in this election. Okay? Trump will win. Trump will win by a huge margin. He'll win states that it'll show up that he didn't win. I think if you were to have a fair election, a clean election, I think he'd probably win New Hampshire, Virginia, Minnesota, New Mexico. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay. So, definitely vote for sure. Be ready for the chaos. If you live in a city, have your head, have eyes in the back of your head for sure, because there's going to be chaos that's going to come after the election.